What's up, guys? So in this video, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about how the Eucharist or Holy Communion relates to the directions that you find in the temple or the tabernacle, okay? And so this is going to tie in the Garden of Eden, the tabernacle, where the pieces of furniture are located in the temple or the tabernacle, and then also where the Temple Mount is in relation to the Mount of Olives where Jesus ascends to heaven. I'm going to talk about all that in this upcoming video. Now, really quickly, if you like the contents of this channel, keep in mind a subscription can really help us. The channel's starting to really gain traction, which I'm excited about, but we're on the road to 500 subs. So if you feel so moved, keep in mind a subscription can really help continue pushing out this content forward. Okay, so when Adam and Eve are cast out of the garden, they're cast out to the east, okay? And then flaming cherubim with flaming swords are placed on the east side, guarding the tree of life, okay? So since the tabernacle and then later the temple are like microcosms of the Garden of Eden, you enter from the east, so you have to go past the sacrificial altar, right? And then you go into the tabernacle from the east, and then on the left-hand side is on the south side is the lampstand. On the right-hand side is the table of presence. And then in front of you, you've got the table of incense, but then really you have the curtain with the Holy of Holies and the Ark of the Covenant on the west side, okay? Now, in traditional church architecture, it's exactly the opposite of what the temple or the tabernacle was. You enter traditionally from the west, and the high altar is at the east. Now, why is that? Why is it flipped? Because in the Christian life, when you're baptized, the theology here is that you are already in the garden. Okay, so therefore you're entering from the west. So that's why at the west end is traditionally the baptismal font, where you enter through that into the nave, okay, which is like Noah's Ark, okay, and then to the east is the altar, okay. So the way this works is, again, you're in the Garden of Eden, and then keep in mind the body and blood of Christ, which you receive in Holy Communion or the Eucharist or the Mass, whatever language you're using, that God comes to us. That's the tree of life, and he comes to us from the east. Now, how does this tie in with when I said the Temple Mount and the Mount of Olives? Where the Mount of Olives is to the east, and Jesus ascends on the Mount of Olives, and we're told that he will condescend to us in the same way that he ascended. So is that speaking about 70 AD? Yes. Is it speaking about the new creation when Jesus comes, when the second coming occurs? Yes. And it's also it's polyvalent, fractal, has many meanings. It's also speaking about when Jesus condescends to us on the altar from the east, the tree of life. And so then we go to receive the tree of life. So you can think about it that way. That's how the Eucharist, the Garden of Eden, the tabernacle, the temple, it all ties together in this beautiful theology. Something to think about. The directions in the Bible really matter. God's peace.